As you probably already know, Blizzard's little nostalgia trip has brought us to the launch of the Burning Crusade Classic servers. Given that TBC was when I started playing WoW as an 8-year-old, and 13 years later it would have molded me into a social outcast, I thought it was only proper that I pay dues to my humble beginnings by leveling 1 to 70 in a drug-fueled rage that could only be sated by performance-enhancing drugs. Oh yeah, and most of this video was streamed live at twitch.tv/Coratonic. Cue the montage!
Man, I'm dead.
I cross the border, take a right, what happens? Dead. And that was only the first death. I don't want to die again, please. So after making up for lost time by committing a couple war crimes, if those are even a thing in WoW, I had my first encounter with another player.
Hi. Howdy. Nice pet. He have a name? Doesn't like it. So I call him Bill. Cute. Can I pet? Sure. Aww. Smile. He ate my finger.
And off he ran. The only human, well, undead contact I've had since I started the game. But fortunately for me, that wouldn't be the only time I had an interaction with another player. See, I was in the business of
performance-enhancing drugs.
And I felt it was my duty to keep the locals supplied.
Hey. Wait. You kids want to buy some drugs? Yes. Will it make my pee-pee bigger? Of course it will. Pleasure, gentlemen. What a salesman. GG. Can't wait.
Those are two satisfied customers. And I know, it seems like I may have sold those a little cheap, but, you know, I'm not in it for the money, alright? I'm just your average guy doing my part in the war against drugs.
I am a pious man. No temptation can stray me from the path of God.
Count Frollo, there is an extra thick gypsy girl outside with no shoes on.
Hey there, how can I help you? Where are you going? Hey, no, you're not supposed to be talking to...
You are my queen.
I've no time for games.
After having to register myself as a sex offender in the Undercity, I figured it was time to get some new company. So, I subjugated a demon.
I dream of nothing but your screams of agony as I tear you limb from limb.
Moving past that, we went to
Silver Pine Forest.
given the fact that I was no longer welcome in the Undercity, for undisclosed reasons. With the Voidwalker by my side, I felt like I was indestructible, like nothing could stop me. Well, Silver Pine Forest had other ideas.
fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
After dying enough times to fix overpopulation and getting chased by a rabid furry, I moved on to the mines. And speaking of furries, I found the Yif factory itself. So I did what anyone would do in my situation. I burned it to the ground.
Burn in holy fire!
Well, it turns out, the entire genocide of a people, not as easy as it sounds. The capital of the Horde, Orgrimmar. Bustling with trade, life, and anything your heart desires. But for me, I was here for one thing, and one thing only. Ragefire Chasm. Welcome to Ragefire Chasm, or what I like to call it,
The Rage Cage.
Now, I'm gonna try to look at dungeons in a subjective, review-based manner. The Rage Cage? 5 out of 5 trucks. It was easy, we didn't wipe once, it was a simple, great introduction to dungeons. What's not a great introduction to dungeons, you may be asking? Well, have I got the dungeon for you? Introducing the triathlon known as Wailing Caverns, which I, while on an ego boost from Ragefire Chasm, thought was going to be a massive pushover. As such, that when a party member requested we don't die, I confidently responded, we won't. And then my party decided it was in their best interest to prove me wrong, and wiped on the first pull of the dungeon. I then spent the next hour and a half crawling through this swamp ass of a dungeon, killing every boss we saw, until nothing was left of my spirit but hate and fury. Wailing Caverns? 0 out of 5.
Mental breakdowns.
After my first experiences with dungeons, I slowly learned that there was no way these things would carry me to level 70. So, due to trauma and the fact it took an hour to find a party in low-level zones, I dragged my head in defeat back to questing. From Stone Talon Mountains to Ashenvale, all the way to Thousand Needles, I marched my happy undead ass all across the world, looking for just a drop of
EXP.
That was until, on the cusp of level 30, I joined a party of people heading to Scarlet Monastery to get that
Suck.
And before we even stepped foot in the dungeon, I leveled up off the first mob we pulled. So I said my goodbyes and I logged off. So yeah, leveling up a brand new character hasn't particularly been fun, but I'm a little bit of a masochist, so I was kind of expecting it to suck. And to top it all off, I only hit level 30 Wednesday, which marks a little over 2 weeks that Burning Crusade has been out. So yeah, I've been a little slow on the draw, but to be fair, today was my last day at my job, so in the near future, I'll be focusing a lot more on YouTube and Twitch. And that being said, it would mean a lot if you hit that subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments how you feel about the video. I mean, if it doesn't do too well, I'd hate for the series to just abruptly end.
君と見た世界さあ始まりの鐘が舞う We are the free